Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? So excited to be with you today. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to bring this project to you. I had so much fun creating it, and I just think it's just fantastic. So I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it and designing how it was going to work. There's been a trend, I think, with cross cards, so this one's a little different, and I hope that you like it. Anyway, let's get started with announcements. Inky Hands crew membership is the best, so if you are not part of the crew, you are missing out. Please reach out to me so I can explain to you how it works. And I know it can be confusing reading it on the website, but if you would like to look into it, you can check out my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com/memberships, and you can see the information there. Card Fiesta is a class that's local, so if you are local to the Virginia Beach area, I would love to have you. Our next one is on the 19th, so next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday. And I hope that you can join us. It starts at 12 o'clock for eating and then 12:30 for stamping. So I'd love to have you join us. Paper Pumpkin. Oh my gosh. So excited about this kit for April. You have until today. Today's the last day to sign up. So by midnight, you have to sign up if you want this kit. It is going to be so pretty. I just cannot wait. I think it's going to be stunning. They're hand-painted alcohol ink designs, 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs, 9 coordinating envelopes. Oh my gosh, I got tongue-tied. Textured gold foil on the card bases and sentiments, pre-cut paper pieces, and butterfly embellishments. The coordinating colors are Berry Burst, which is the Stampin' Spot, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Peach Pie, and Pool Party. Add-ons for Paper Pumpkin. If you don't get these, if you have the Paper Pumpkin, get the add-on. It's always a nice way to extend the life of your projects. Kits collection. We have 3 kits for April. Essential Occasions kit, which is 6 completely different cards. Just 1 of each this time. No stamping. The paper bouquet, which if you want a sampling of our in colors and see what they look like before you can buy them on May the 6th, this is your way to get it. So we have Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Secret Sea on this inside here, and then this grayish colored flower is our cloud cover. So if you want to see all 5 in colors, order this paper bouquet. Not to mention it would look gorgeous in your craft room, because if you're a paper crafter, you should have paper flowers. All right, guys. And then Loveliest Wishes kit, I think, is going to be so fun. Also white based cards. You can add a little ink blending to this. This is where you can put your creativity. So it's a non-stamping kit, and it's low price point, $14. We have the Welcoming Garden kit, which was from March. I really am excited about this kit. I got it for myself. I haven't had a chance to put it together yet, but I'm actually going to use it for some scrapbooking, so super excited about that. Maritime Moments kit is our other March kit. Okay, so let's talk about bingo night. It's actually not bingo like, you know, with a bingo card and all that stuff, but we're gonna have starting game night starting in April. Every month, once a month. It's going to be on the last Thursday of the month. So it's going to be on my live video that I normally do on Thursday nights. So you will have a game night instead. You can watch if you're not registered. So it's up to you. I am going to be making cards. You do not have to participate to see the cards. But if you want the kits for the cards, if you want the actual card kits, you want to register for bingo. It is going to be super, super fun. I'm going to be giving away prizes, and registration is pivotal in order for the prizes to be good. Based on the number of people is how the prizes will go, but I already started collecting some prizes and all that good stuff, and I'm super excited to do this. So you will pick 5 lucky numbers from 1 to 31. You'll pick 5 numbers, and then we will call numbers out. I'll explain it all to you. You can go to my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com/game night, and get the information there. That's also where you need to go to register. And so I'm super excited to have you join us, and I think it's going to be lots of fun the last Thursday night of the month. All right, creativity abounds. Fun folds. This is just a sampling of some of the tutorial bundles that we do. And I also have paper piecing tutorial bundles as well. So please go to my online store. I have PDFs. I have retired products. If you have never gone to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, go check it out. I have a lot there. I do a lot there that I cannot do at YouTube. So to get all my information, that's really the best place to go. Subscribe to my email newsletter. I'm going to be sending out a weekly newsletter now. So if you want a part of that, now's the time. Okay, so these are the products we're using today. Mini Alphabet dies. Timber 3D embossing folder. This is on last chance, so don't miss getting this if you don't own it. Mixed labels and mixed florals. Oh, by the way, I'm also doing a very quick class that I would like to get in for April, so it's a last chance class. I hope that you will sign up. I plan on sending it out at the end of the month, and I hope that you will join us. Just contact me for more information on the class. But anyway, these are the products: the bundle, mixed florals, mixed labels, the embossing folder, and the mini. And this is our card. So when you put the card in the mail, this is what it's going to look like when they pull it out of the envelope. This is a 5x7, so you need to get 5x7 envelopes. And I just think it's stunning. Really beautiful. A beautiful way to honor the meaning of Easter. And, oh, I forgot one more thing. This, Best Family Ever is what I used with the alphabets. I forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to talk about that. The paper is a really beautiful paper pack. It is from the annual catalog. It is called Unbounded Beauty. It's from the suite of products. Unbounded Beauty, and this is the peach pie. So when you put it on your mantle on your table, this is what it's going to look like. The cross is going to sit out. Obviously it's not going to be flat. It's going to stand out like this. So on the back I have put a place for you to write whatever you want to say, and I've decorated the other side so that it's not naked. But I think that this is going to be a really fun project. I know you guys are going to enjoy watching me make it, and I hope that you will put one of these together as well. I thought that a bigger card would be best for this particular project. This might be something that you hand out to people at church, to your church friends, or to you mail to somebody, but you want it to have a big moment. And I have seen many, many cross cards in the past, but you have to cut into the cardstock. There's a lot of measuring, and it's really unnecessary. So I'm going to teach you how to do it without having to do that. We'll put this up in the corner over here, okay? And we're going to get started. So it takes almost a full sheet of cardstock, as you would guess, because it's a big card. 6 3/4 by 10 3/4. I'm going to push this back slightly. All right. So we're going to do some scoring, okay? So this is a piece of peach pie cardstock. We're going to score on the long side only. So you're going to score, then flip. Then you're going to score and score. Then you're going to flip back, and then you're going to do your final score. So here's how it works. You're going to score at 2 3/4. And you are going to flip the card, okay? Just flip it over, because these bumps actually matter, so that's why I'm telling you what to do. So you're gonna then score at 4 1/2 and 6 1/4, okay? And then you're gonna flip it back again. And then your last one at 8 is going to be on this side as well. And the reason I flip the cardstock is because these indentions matter. The way that they bend matter. And so I just want you to have your card bend without cracking. And so that's why you need that kind of scoring. And I'm going to show you now. Okay. So we're going to flip this over. I kind of showed you how it works, but so the first one had the score line and the raised here. So we're going to burnish. The next one, burnish. The next one, burnish. And the next one, burnish. All right. So what you want is this middle panel to stick up, and you want these two to be flat. So this is what you want it to look like when you're done with your burnishing, okay? This is really not a complicated card. And the way that I've seen cross cards made in the past, super complicated. We don't need to have a complicated card. We just need a beautiful card, right? So I have made it very simple for you. So let's go ahead and attach our designer series paper to our piece, okay? Give me a second to get it all. That's for the back. Okay, so I'm going to lay it flat, okay? This piece is going to get this print from that pack, and these pieces are going to get this print, and then the large pieces are also going to get that. I want it to be a field of flowers, and then the cross in the middle of the field of flowers. And then we have our florals on the cross. And just stunning. This paper is really beautiful. So before we do any of that, I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending here on this middle section. So let's take these to the side. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper, and we're going to do a little ink blending here with some Calypso Coral ink. Now, that is the reddish color that you're seeing in the background here. Calypso Coral, even though it's corally, it does have a red tone to it. And so I want to go down this side of the cross here. And I just want to add just a smidge of color and shading on my piece. And then I'm going to do open here and just do this bottom section and the top section just to that score line, and I'm gonna then fold over, and we're gonna do this side. All right, so you just want the middle section, which is gonna be your cross, to have a little shading. I wasn't gonna do this originally, but I decided to add a little shading to make this section stand out from the other sections. All right, so you want to do that first before you glue your pieces down, okay? So let's go ahead and glue our pieces down. This one we're not going to glue yet, okay? We have to run this through the die cut machine. But all the other ones we can go ahead and glue down. So we're going to put our florals in place here. This paper is really beautiful. I did not do the wood grain prior to the live because I wanted you guys to see how I fit it in there, because the paper is longer than the plate. So I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? Pretty. And our last piece here. for the front. You can make 2 cards from one pattern of this size, and then you can just choose different floral patterns because this paper pack has lots of different florals, so you can just vary the colors and make different ones from the same pack of paper. All right, so this is the front. So the back is going to get a floral print here, so we can glue that one on. And I'm going to stamp the small flower. I don't think I have it put on a block though, so I will have to do that quickly for you. For our other piece, okay. Our white piece here is going to get our stamped image, and it is a floral image from the word set here. This one from Mixed Labels, so you're going to ink that up and oh, I don't like that, it's not dark enough. I didn't ink it quite good, did I? There we go, much better. All right, let's clean our stamp. All right, and I can put this away in our mixed florals. Everything else I had stamped, I forgot about this, so sorry I didn't have it ready put on a block for you, but it's okay. Didn't take long, did it? All right, so we're gonna color, and we're gonna use our dark peach pie for our flowers. This is our Stampin' Blend, so dark peach pie. And then I decided to just keep everything along the theme of the designer series paper, so I did these little dots in dark Calypso Coral, and then I did the stems as well and the leaves, and I'll show you why in a second. So you can see here that all of those stems are that color, so I chose to follow theme. And so we're going to go ahead and glue this into place, and then I will grab my large die cut machine, and we will do the wood grain so that we can attach the front portion. All right, so here is the back side. All right, so this is the back that you're going to see from the back. You can write your message. Really pretty. And then here's the front. We're gonna work on that part in a second, so let me put it to the side. I'm gonna grab my die cut machine, and we only need plate number 1 and plate number 4. So let me grab my embossing folder, this wood grain, all right, and so we are going to have the wood grain come like this, okay? So we're gonna just put this in here, and this is number 4, see? Put it through our machine, and it sticks out the other end, as you can see. Okay, so we have to fix that. Just slide it up, okay, and put it back through. All right, now we're going to do, there's our piece, okay, see the beautiful wood grain on there. Now we're going to do the small piece, so I'm going to put it this way. I wanted the wood grains to match. I'm sorry, I'm sliding my mat all over the all over the place. It's okay. All right, let me get this out of our way here. All right, let's look. And again, that beautiful wood grain in this paper. All right, and so before we attach it onto this piece, and I'll give you the measurements for that in a second, we are going to do a little more ink blending again. So we're gonna grab our Calypso Coral ink pad like we did before on our middle section here. That little bit of ink blending that we did there. So we're going to bring that back in. And we're going to do the outer edges of this piece. So you'll work your way around just like we did with the one that was attached, only this one's not attached, so it's okay. And we have the last little piece. So we're just gonna do just real subtly around the edge, okay? All right, we're gonna add this piece on here. Now the size for this, it is one and 3/4 for this one by 4 3/4, and the designer series paper is 1.5 by 4.5. Oops. Come on, don't do that to me. Don't be silly. Let's make it work. Here we go. Okay. And I'll slide that up slightly. There. Okay. All right, so this piece is 4 3/4 by 1 3/4, the cardstock, and the designer series paper is 1.5 by 4.5. Okay. And this whole piece here was 6 3/4 by 10 3/4, scored at 2 3/4, 4.5, 6 1/4, and 8. And the pieces of designer series paper that I used 3 pieces of 6.5 by 2.5. Okay, that's this one, and this one for the back. I had 1 piece of basic white cardstock of 6.5 by 2.5. And then I had 2 pieces of 6.5 by 1.5 inch designer series paper, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this piece, which is also another piece, it's just a different pattern, of 6.5 by 1.5, and this is the one that we put the wood grain on. So now you saw how I did the entire piece, even though it was longer than my embossing folder, okay? And we're going to add that to this piece here that we did the shading on. And you can see that by adding that little bit of shading, it really helps this lighter paper to stand out, okay? And now we are going to add this piece across just wherever you feel is the right place. And so you're just going to put your glue here, and you're going to add your cross piece across here. Just press it in place. That's why you put your adhesive on this piece so it doesn't get on here where it doesn't belong. And just make sure it's straight. See how I moved that? Just give it a second to set. I get a little impatient when I'm doing videos. I don't want you to wait. So there, now see how our cross stands out beautifully? Okay, so now we're going to put this to the side and we're going to work on all the other elements. Okay, so first I've stamped my stamp set, my Mixed Florals. It's this stamp right here. And we are going to color with light and dark Granny Apple Green and light and dark Peach Pie. So I'm going to start with the dark Granny Apple. And I'm just going to figure out where I want it to live on my leaves. I'm going to have it be the stem here. And I'm going to actually just bring it all the way down, even though the paper does not, I mean, the lines are missing. I'm going to bring it down here. Okay. Okay, and some of these stems need a little dark, so I'm just going to add them to a few, not all of them. All right, now we're going to use the light, and we're going to blend that dark in. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm concentrating. Oh, gosh. I'll tell you what. Okay, so there's all the green. Let's bring in the peach pie now. Okay, I'm going to use the dark first. And again, I'm just going to line some of the tulips with the dark before I start coloring them in. And then I'm going to color these with the dark. I don't proclaim to be the best colorist, but I think I do an okay job. All right, that's good for the dark. Oh, I missed a leaf. You guys probably saw it and were saying, hey, you missed a leaf. It's okay, easily fixed when switching. All right, let's add our light peach pie. So I always blend in my dark with my light. That way it's just not such a stark line. If you hear it squeaking, it's because it's blending. All right. So now we have our colored piece, which also needs to be die cut out. Oh, I don't know why I grabbed that instead of the dies. I also used this die and cut in green, granny apple green, but I'm gonna trim this down with my scissor so that it will fit into my smaller die cut machine. All right. And I have a scrap of white, so I'll keep that in a little bag on my desk. All right, so let's grab our mini. I keep it next to my table here on the floor, so let's place our pieces on here. Oh, there we go. Come on, work for me. Gonna add our, okay, hold that in place. There's something about cranking a machine that moves your mat, right? Okay, I think I got everything. All right. So here is our beautiful tulips. I think I had it this way, I don't know. Yeah, there. This mixed floral set is a keeper, guys. If you don't have this yet, get it. If you don't want the words, don't get the words. But I love this banner. And I love all the little detailing on these sentiment dies. So I really think you gotta have it both. It's been around a while. It is not on last chance or anything. So you have plenty of time to get it. But it is stunning. It is just stunning. All right, so we're gonna take this piece, we're gonna add it onto our cross here at the bottom, okay? Before we do that, we're gonna stick down our standalone die, and I want it to kind of come off here to the side. So I'm gonna take my adhesive, really that's all you need, okay? Because this piece is going to hold it in place, okay? So don't stress that at all. All right, so this, I wanted to use dimensionals to put it on. And the way that I decided how many and all that good stuff is, I'm going to show you. At the bottom, I'm going to flip this over. And I'm gonna put some dimensionals here. And I'm gonna kind of keep to the center of how I want this to be. So if I place it like this, I can see where those dimensionals need to be. Does that make sense? I don't want to go outside of that cross line. Whoops. And I know I'm putting a little more than what you guys would probably put on, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. So this is going to go right over the top. Let's pull the backs off. My little trash bowl for my tiny dimensional backings. All right, I think I got them. Yeah, I got them all. Okay, so now we're gonna add our beautiful tulips here to the bottom of our cross, okay? About like that, okay? That's what we have so far. Already stunning, but I wanted He Has Risen on there. So I stamped in Peach Pie with Calypso Coral the stamp from Mixed Labels. And we are going to go ahead and just attach this over the top here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals to this. Only a small portion of it is going to be covered with this piece here. So I'm gonna see where it's gonna fall. So I think I'm good there, and I want to go about right here. And one more. All right. So let's go ahead and attach this piece. And in that open space, I'm going to add some wet adhesive so that it can stick to the die cut that's already there. All right, so here is where it's going to go. Right about there. Maybe a little higher. That's good there. All right, so there is our sentiment strip, okay? Let me grab my piece here. And I have used the alphabet dies, and I have the word risen die cut out. You can get 2 words out of 1 pass through the die cut machine, and you'll have extra letters. I always put them in a little baggie to save them. But I wanted this to resemble more this reddish tone. So I decided to color with the blend over the Calypso Coral cardstock with my blend. It's gonna dry lighter, but it's gonna have that reddish tone. Fuzzy on there, something is on there. Got it off. Okay, so I guess I had a fuzzy on this paper. So just go over your letters if you want to do it like me anyway. But this is how I did mine. Okay, so I went over. And the brush tip, just be careful not to break the brush. I use the sides so that I don't crush the point. But yeah, so this is how quickly I did my word risen. And then for the he is, I've already stamped it because I didn't want to have you have to deal with the part that it took me to do this. So I'm going to explain. So from this set, I used the H in husband, and I put a piece of tape on this part, and I put that into the ink pad, the Calypso Coral ink pad for the H, and then I stamped the word, the H, okay? well, first I pulled the tape off, then I stamped the H. Then I use this E here on the end of niece because it's just easier to tape it off if it's on the end of a word. So I went ahead and I taped this portion, inked it in my ink pad, pulled the tape off, and stamped the he. And then I left a little space there. And then I taped the S right here and the ter in sister, and I got the word is, so that's how I stamped that in one pass. I didn't have to do it separately, okay? And if I had a word here that had a he, I would have used it, but I didn't. So, but this font matches this one so well. I just feel like it is so close that it would look just as good. So that's why I paired them together. And as you can see here, I have my letters upside down, so they look blotchy, but that's okay. We're just going to do the top parts of the letters because it's all that is. Make sure the top of the S. This is the top of the S. Yeah, I think this is the top. So this way. So I'm just going halfway. And all right, I'm gonna start with the N, and they dangle off, so that's why I only did halfway. E. Let me move these over. S. And the R. Gonna move them slightly. Luckily I have some wiggle room, right? That's what the beauty of wet glue is. All right, I'm quite happy with that. All right, there's my risen. And I just fussy cut this out. So just grab my scissors. And then we're going to use some dimensionals to pop it up off. So I'm just following the curve of the words is all I'm doing. Okay, just following the curve of my letters. So there's my he is, and we're going to use a dimensional or two. I'm actually going to use these edge pieces. They fit perfectly along there. Let's do one more. I love these edge pieces. You can cut them any size you want, right? They're perfect. All right. Let's pull the backs off of this. And I wanted it to kind of be on the ruffly end of this part, so we're gonna, there we go. There is my card. That's what it looks like on your mantle. And I think it turned out beautiful. What do you guys think? If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Be happy to answer them. I didn't want you guys to have a complicated cross card with all of this measuring and cutting into pieces of cardstock and all that good stuff. So I hope that you enjoyed my take on it. Best family ever. If you don't have this set, I absolutely love it. It fits every single card you could ever think of. Pretty amazing. If you don't have the wood grain, I think it's on last chance, and I think it's reduced in price. Mixed florals, mixed labels, and mini alphabet. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.